Good evening, Internet, and welcome to Top Shift number 40. I hope you enjoyed the Google Cardboard experience last time, but we're back in the game properly tonight. And we are absolutely miles from nowhere. So, I'll just pull out, because I've now got my asp into such a state that I've gone exploring. So that's where everybody else is, and I'm about 200-300 light years away. Ooh, we have somebody who's far, far away over there. Who's that? Commander Remklep. He is over 3,000 light years away from me. I'm only 300 light years away from Sol. You can tell that by just looking at my... Oh, look at that. Oh, slight bug there. Have to raise that. You can't show your present location. So we'll try that again. Right. So here we are in call 285 sector BAR B20-5. Nice and rolls off the tongue. Now, I'm doing a community goal for the Alliance at the, for exploring. And one of the fun things is that I'm finding out how difficult exploring actually is. I have a target system in mind, which I will go and do at a more leisurely place later on. Sometime after Easter, perhaps. I'm just hoping that no one's discovered it yet. Now, the other thing that I'm having fun with is that I have recently upgraded to an X55 joystick. The X52 is no more. In fact, actually, it's on eBay at the moment. And is doing quite well.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. So
the plan is do a bit of exploring. I think I've done enough, and I'm now going to head back to the community goal system. Oh, let's pull that back. I must admit, though, this... Yeah, unexplored. You do spend a lot of time in Super Cruise when you're exploring. Right, so we're Anarchy K Yellow-Orange Star. Now, I don't know whether or not I can fuel from that. This is one thing that I'm discovering. Oh, we've got 8 objects. All unexplored. So we'll have a quick look at the system map. And you can see that 300-400 light years out, people have been exploring. This particular system is practically owned by Nanus. We've got don't know what that is. So, we've now got the system. So, let's explore the system. Now, I have my ship equipped with... Oh, I can fuel scoop, that's good. Watch that heat. There's one thing I've discovered about doing all this exploring, is you have to watch your equipment and your hull, because they do not replenish very well, even if you've got one of the field fixer-upper components. So, how does all the exploring work? Well, you'll have seen there I used my D-scanner, which is the advanced one, to scan the system to see how many items are in the system. And then it's a case of flying to each one individually and waiting until the detailed surface scanner, which I have installed in the ship, picks it up. And it normally, depending on the size of the planet, can be anything between 500 light seconds for massive gas giants to 50, oh, in this case 30, and I'm going too fast past this one. Ooh. I'll have to do a quick Y4 flip. And there's the scanner coming. It takes a little bit longer to scan because it's using the detailed surface scanner. But that's what you need in order to tag a system as yours if you have got there first. Now there's a few worlds in this little trip out that I have managed to find that haven't been tagged by somebody first. Whether or not when I get back to the system I will actually be able to claim them, I don't know yet. So as we're flying about here, just let me say that I have got my premium backers pack, very very nice as well, including a copy of Elite Legacy, which I have also completed. So I'm rapidly running out of Elite books to read. So I've got the 2 remaining Glance novels, one of which is Wanted, I think will be the next one on my list. I have purchased the Elite Reclamation, the audio book, and I'm looking forward to doing or listening to that one, because I really did enjoy the Toby Longworth stories that were as part of Tales of the Frontier. Okay, so we're approaching 300. You end up having to still do your casual approach, because as you saw on the previous one, you end up flying right by if you're not careful. Right. Next one, please. 600 light seconds away. So you've got a moon by it. Maybe get 2 for 1 there. Now you can see at this moment in time my fuel. There are 2 fuel bars. The top thinner of the 2 is the one that I'm using in Super Cruise and also in normal space. As you can see, that is replenishing at quite a rapid rate, especially with all this super cruising about system. Now when that runs out, the fuel is taken from the main tank, which is normally used for hyperspace jumps. So one of the things that I'm finding you have to do is manage your fuel and your scooping from the suns quite carefully. I have heard of some explorers that have effectively got lost because that one started kicking in at just over 60, so that must be a slightly bigger planet than the last couple. Yeah, explorers have got lost because they've gone so far into a star cluster and been unable to refuel that they can't get out again. And if that happens, well, you're kind of stuffed. Or you would be in 1.2. 1.3, there seems to be something else interesting happening. Frontier have been being keeping very, very quiet. They're just letting us have little hints of what's in 1.3. They've just said so far there are new ways of interacting with the galaxy, and you've now got these things called mining drones, cargo drones, or fuel drones. Fuel drones are going to be an explorer's godsend, because if you do run out of fuel, then you should be able to call up a friend who's got a fuel drone and say, "Oi, can you fancy coming out this far and bring me some fuel drones so that I can get on my way again?" Effectively, you've just created the space-borne equivalent of the AA or the RAC. Might even be a new career path to some people. But so far, that's all we've got on 1.3. Apart from tantalizing hints and the fact that we'll know more information in about 3 weeks. So, today's the 6th of April, so that will probably mean that we're looking at the end. Now this is quite interesting, it's not triggered yet. So it's a relatively small planetoid then. At 30. I think it works along the lines of the smaller the planetoid, the closer you have to be. Makes sense, really. Okay. I'm still getting the hang of this X55. I bought it from Commander Snuffler down in Elite Meat last week, and I must admit, it's a little overwhelming, the amount of switches and buttons, and it has even compared to the X52, but the stick's accurate. The throttle might be a little stiff for some people, but I'm managing so far. You can't slam it open like you could with the X52. But I'm having fun with it, so it seems to be doing its job. Been through a couple of war zones with it, and yeah, I think it responds better than the X52. Right, so we're going to get in close. And then we're going to head back to... Oh, too fast. Again. There we go. How many's left in this system? Oh. Three more bodies. Well, that's not too bad, we can manage that. Nice bit of space exploring here. Now, a quick look at the system map. You'll see as each of these things are scanned, you get more information about the particular planet. High metal content world in this case. And this one has a magnetic core, nitrogen atmosphere. Gives you a whole load of... Oh, surface temperature, 95K. I think we'll give that one a miss. Ice planets. Icy planet. Well, not really of that much use. Ah, well. Now, Earth-like worlds are very, very rare, and obviously if you're able to scan them with the scanner, then obviously when you get back to civilization and put in your claim, then those are the planets that pay out the most. And according to Frontier, those tags are now permanent, so if you explore this system, it's always going to be first discovered by Nunus. So He's got a permanent marker in this persistent universe. And like I said, I've got a target system to go for. However, due to the fact that I've got to head back for this community goal, I'm not going to do it in this run. So one of the things I'll be heading back to is I'll be heading back to the Alliance, and I want to see whether or not the rumours that Leasty, the planet's Leasty, has fallen from the Alliance are true. It does seem that a player group called the Code has been operating exclusively against the Alliance government, thus going through the whole rigmarole of triggering a civil war within the Leasty system. Now, for those of you who know Elite, Leasty is one of the old worlds. It was one of the first systems you ever went to in the first ever game. And if that has fallen out of favour with the Alliance, if you like, it does mean that the entire cluster is at risk of change. Now, that's just one of the things that Frontier are quite proud about in their background dynamic simulation. Last planet of the system. And there have been a couple of bugs in it. But fair play to the Code, because they wanted to trigger a player event, a player-driven event, and they managed to do so. We had a lot of pilots turning up once they were aware that Leasty was under threat, but unfortunately all the Alliance pilots that did turn up were unable to flip the system back again because the Code had built up such a fantastic lead. So it will, by the time I get back, it'll be interesting to see whether or not the system is still in independent hands. Oh, that's going far too fast. Let's slow it down a lot. There we go. And it's nice to see a lot of this role-playing going on. When during the Lu event, I was ambushed a couple of times by other players who'd found out I was doing the community goals for the Federation, and they decided to try and stop me. And I must admit, even my nice asp here doesn't stand much of a chance against a Vulture, an Anaconda, and a Fer-de-Lance. You know who you are, Commanders. So that kind of puts the whole community goal thing in touch as far as multiplayer is concerned, unless of course you can get together a wing to actually do the trade run, which I was unable to do at the time. Right, we now have a whole system, probably all icy planets. So here's the appropriate bit. Research drive. So I've now got to get back to the Zaimbelwitch ring. Is it in the Tau system? Yeah, TSU system. Okay. So now this is where the new galaxy map, which came in at 1.1, comes into its own. So I'll select my present location, TSU, right, well, 278 light years. Plot a route. Oh, hang on. That's the most economical route. Now, you don't want that. What we want is the fastest route. I'm also a bit confused. That there... Now, I don't know how many jumps this is going to be. Probably quite a lot. Right. Now, my maximum jump range at the moment is 22 light years. So we're looking at quite a lot of jumps. And quite a lot of fuel scooping.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping.
Two astronomical objects. Oh, this is the tempting bit because you could stop off here and do tons and tons and tons of checking. But I think in this case we'll just get on. We've got more than 13 jumps to do.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage.
Right, pick up a little bit extra fuel here, I think.
Fuel scooping.
Oof, look at that. UK ROP's already been here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to loop round at this speed until we've got some decent amount of fuel. One thing that I've got to make sure is that the heat levels don't go above 70, because they've remodeled the fuel scooping so that before you'd only get damage if you went above 150%. Now if you hit heat 100%, your ship blows up, and anything that's over 70% I think starts causing damage to the internal components in your ship. These changes were brought in at 1.2 to make exploration a little bit more of a challenge. So we'll just flip round there. Well, actually, I don't know whether you saw that, but look. That's 26 light years away. Light seconds away, rather, so let's just scan this one in. Because that is a brown dwarf star. But if you look, it's not brown at all. It's a nice purpley colour. Right. Now that we're fueled up, we can head away for a...
Frameshift drive.
Almost dropped that frameshift there, didn't want to do that.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Fuel scooping.
Nine more astronomical objects. And you can see that Mr. Jake Tinder has managed to get a lot of them here. Nothing really of interest. Not for me, anyway.
Frameshift drive charging.
11 plus jumps, it says. And I'm actually coming back a different way from the way that I came.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Which is quite good, because that means I get double the amount of system scans, which hopefully will mean that I get more in the way of credits towards the community goal. "27 objects. I hate to think. Wow. Look at the size of those things. That's some serious gas giants. Ooh, going to a HIP system. Haven't been to a HIP system for a while. It's always been this cold 285 sector. Wonder if this means this one's populated.
Frameshift drive charging.
10 jumps to go. I mean, as you go further and further out from the core worlds, you see less and less NPC ships, and you get less and less signal sources as well. Unidentified signal sources. Oh, it's an unknown. Eight new objects. Yep. Looks like someone got there first. Oh, hang on.
Fuel scooping.
I'll probably keep on jumping till I get down to half a tank, and then I'll try and find a star to fuel from.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Now, the other bit of Elite news, which took, I think, everybody by surprise, was that Elite Dangerous is now available on Steam. And I must admit, that has caused a little bit of friction within the community.
Fuel scooping.
apparently it's all to do with Steam keys. Now, I must admit, even though I have about 10 or 11, no, it's about 30 games on Steam, I don't really use the social functions in it as much as obviously other people do. And there's been a lot of demands from certain members of the community to have Frontier issue Steam keys. Personally, I'm quite happy just adding Elite Dangerous into the Steam browser, but to tell you the truth, it doesn't bother me one way or the other. What does bother me at the moment is there does seem to be a lot of people demanding that a Steam key be issued to people who have already backed the game. And to be honest, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I suppose in the new version you get access to all the Steam stats and things like that. But do you really need them in order to play this game? There has been an awful lot of shouting on the forums, and more specifically on the Steam forums, about the fact that this key is not being supplied. So much so that a couple of my colleagues at Lave Radio are being quite put off about this amount of complaining. It does seem that this game does seem to get itself into a stable position where everybody's happy, and then they put in a new feature, and then all of a sudden the rage starts on the forums.
4, 3, 2, 1.
52 Hercules. Sounds like a band. Ooh, no. Don't know whether I'll get any fuel off that one. $54. $54? Wow. All discovered by Ice Monkey, let me guess. Look at all these gold planets. Oh, Alphic. Alphic got there first. Wow, look at the amount of moons. Billy Chase. But unfortunately we're not interested in that. Though it was nice to see.
Fuel scooping.
I think we might have to definitely refuel at the next star properly.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
6 more jumps. We should be getting back towards civilized space soon.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
One thing that is quite encouraging though is when you look in the Steam stats, not only was Elite Dangerous a #1 game for a while,
Fuel scooping.
it did look as if there were 7,000 Steam players playing the game concurrently. Now that's not including people who are not playing this game on Steam. So, you know, that's at least... It's going to be more than 3,000. There's going to be higher than 10,000 people playing at the same time. Command Dossie has beaten me again. As is Commander Grundle. I've seen a couple of these names about in previous systems. Yeah, there we are. There's the Hercules sector. Another 21 light years away.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And we're away.
Frameshift drive charging.
I mean, the X-55 not drifting at all. At this point, the X-52 will have probably drifted once or twice. So I would have had to have unplugged it.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
I originally bought that joystick for Jump Gate Evolution, because I liked the original Jump Gate if it wasn't for the griefers in that game. But unfortunately, Jump Gate Evolution never came out.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah, Bravo Charlie. What has got me curious about power play is that when you actually look at the two big empires that are in this game, I mean, the Alliance isn't considered an empire, it's considered a loose federation, if you like. Oh look, I haven't seen an unidentified signal source in ages. Oh, I better check my cargo hold. Might have scooped something I shouldn't have.
Fuel scooping.
Oh. Discovered one new object. It says it's Alliance. Sorry, I take it back. The next system is Alliance. Actually, you know what? I can't be bothered.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
It'd be interesting to see if my explorer rank goes up, because I'm only a scout at the moment. Oh, you'll also notice I have now reached the dizzy heights of competent.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
I took down a couple of elite pythons in this ship, and yeah, that's what I think put me over the edge. No longer a novice.
Fuel scooping.
Oh yes, we're back at civilization. Look, you can see all those terminals. Mackenzie Terminal. Unidentified signal sources and all the like. Feel a bit better about that, to be honest.
Frameshift drive charging.
How many jumps have we got left?
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping.
Oh. That's a well-known system. No point me scanning for scanning for stellar bodies there. Wow, look, ships. I haven't seen ships in almost a week.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Vipers, pythons, sidewinders, all friendly. Ah, that's nice to see.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping.
And the next stop will be the final destination. Detailed scan complete. "61 light years away." 61 light seconds away. I think I'll give that one a miss, if you don't mind. And there we are, soon. 15 light years away, and right behind us.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Right. So where are we off now? The unpronounceable ring. At 107 light seconds away. That's quite tight.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Well, at least we got plenty of fuel. There we go. I'll just gently coast in. Oh, pants. You know what? What was the last one?
Frameshift charge detected.
Don't worry, he says.
Under attack.
Really? Sorry, you're not taking my data away.
Target shields offline.
Right. Oh, I think it is your time to die. There you go. Boom. Double boom.
Target destroyed.
His last message was, "This isn't worth dying for," but that's exactly what he did. And a nice 20, almost 27,000 credit bounty. And of course, I forgot my golden rule of got to use the kill warrant scanner.
Silent running. Shields offline. Thermal signature restored.
That's not what I was expecting. Ah, there's the chaff. Yeah, that was my fault. I pressed the wrong buttons. Oh well. Right.
Frame shift drive.
Back into frame shift.
4, 3, 2.
That's exciting
Engage.
end to the little trip. Hope we don't have anybody else. No, everybody else seems to be quite happy to be left alone, which is Sidewinder, Type 7 transport. Is that a gas giant? Oof. Oh, please. Surely he's not going to try. I think he might be, you know. Oh well. Too late. And here we are.
Docking request granted. Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Oh. Not getting the hang of that. Landing pad 3, that's probably going to be quite close. That's a few player ships around at the moment. Probably cashing in on the... Oh, completely the other end of the station. That's good.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Right. Ooh, my ship integrity. Cost me an extra 10,000 credits, that, because I've been only away for 300. I suppose it was a 600 light year round trip, if you like. So, what have we got here? Wow. Ooh, hello. I'm first to discover. Four extra planets. Oh, that's fantastic. I have actually got my name on the board. Huh. So somewhere out there, those planets have got my tag on them. I mean, they're just balls of dust, effectively, but still. Oh, look, there's another aspect joining. You don't get much for the detailed surface scan on those. Now the ones that are listed in red, they're within 20 light years, so you can't use them. See, he's 19.88, so he's too close. But we'll be able to sell those further on. Almost there. And that seems to have gone down quite well. So we're into the hangar now. Let's see if that's improved my ranking any in the exploration stakes. So. Ooh. It's pushing up towards the 8th tier. Hope it manages to make it. 39 reports submitted. And I'm still in the top 100%. So even at the end of this, I'm only going to get 50,000 credits. Plus global rewards, which means that an asp would be cheaper. I think that's what it is. Yeah, asp discount 15% for 10 days. Global progress, wow. Over 800,000 reports already submitted, and there's been over 4,000 people taking part. I think this has been quite a good community goal then. Lots of people busying away. Oh, and I've got a bounty to collect. I forgot about the bounty. Hang on. Contacts. So almost up to 2 million rather, with just exploring. So that's not a bad start, but it'll have to go back to basically trading and bounty hunting now. Until I get the urge to go out into the void again. And with that, I think, thank you for staying with me, and good night.